So now we're gonna head off to the first boss. To get there you'll have to go up this little hill towards the viaduct. These normal zombie enemies are fairly easy to deal with, but from time to time there's special circumstances where you'll have to pay attention to their attack pattern. Like right up here, you'll see a guy that throws firebombs, and you'll see me waiting just a second until he's thrown his firebomb. So that way I can easily pass by without getting hit. Of course I'm not perfect and I will make mistakes like you see here. This is also the reason why I don't like to use S-Stock too much. It's a good starter weapon, but if you block while attacking, it'll consume a lot more stamina than it will if you're not blocking. So some people might get tricked by that. That's why I don't like to rely on stabbing weapons too much. You'll see me buying a scimitar from the first vendor you encounter. Here I go back to gather that treasure. I do know that there is a ring of sacrifice there, but I barely ever use it. I've never found a real good use for them. Well, maybe if you're doing a starting run, if I wanted to do a starting run to get the ring of the blood tier ring, I don't know what it's called. If I wanted to get that ring, I wanted to keep my souls. That would work, I guess. In case I died, I would just keep all my souls. But yeah, mostly don't get it because I never use it. These rats, they have a high chance to drop humanity, and later on, when we get to the depths, there's a whole lot of rats there, and you can easily farm humanity in case you need it. There's easier ways to do it, but this is the earliest you can farm for humanity in the depths. There's a couple of hidden areas here. I'm gonna attempt to show all of them in this playthrough. Well, on the way to the first boss. This is also the reason why I brought this heal. If I make a small mistake, I can easily just heal it away instead of having to use my flask, which is a lot faster to use. And you don't want to waste that unless you're in a real pickle. Now here you see me running past one of the secret areas, but I catch my mistake in time and I go back for it. That dragon you'll see further on in the game as well. So here's that secret area I was talking about. Well, it's not very secret, but it's easy to miss if you're not paying attention. As you see here, what I'm talking about, I lose all my stamina in almost no time. Because I block and attack at the same time, and it uses up a lot more stamina than it would do normally. Or it's not stamina, it's endurance, I guess. No, wait, no, the green bar stamina and the stats. You need to increase it is endurance. Okay. This is a trick you can do, stabbing him so he doesn't come up. You have less enemies to handle when you walk into the ambush. Here I get lucky and I'm blocking right in time. This treasure you find on this corpse, it's rubbish, but you can trade it. There's a crow or an egg, this talking egg in the asylum area, where you go back and you drop that rubbish next to his nest. Then and you log back in. You save and you log back in. He'll have a treasure for you laying there. I don't know which one it is exactly, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere. No, I go back. Got that little secret area cleared. Here I always like to draw them out one by one as much as I can, because the arrow shooting zombie is kind of annoying if you're trying to fight other mobs. not too hard. You won't see me parrying a lot because I'm not really good at the timing. I try it once in a while just to make sure I'm still able when I actually need it. Behind this door you'll find the wooden shield. It's a little bit better than the tarred shield. I think I've heard that the tarred shield is good for parrying, but I'm not sure if where I heard it and if it's true. But I like just using a shield with as much damage reduction as possible. This one doesn't have 100 damage reduction yet, but I plan on buying the heater shield one after I kill the first boss. Normally I always use the Undead Knight shield because I think it has good stats and it looks pretty cool with a cross on it. These enemies can be really annoying, but the trick is just to wait until they attack and then stab them to death as quickly as possible. Also you can kick them, that'll open them up for attacks as well. Behind these boxes you find a second secret area. There's a vendor right outside that door I just went past. And if you follow this other door, it'll lead to a hall with a couple of zombies and a ladder. And if you climb up the ladder, you'll get some more treasure.
Now, you seem to have your wits about you. Hmm? Then you
the main thing you need to buy from this guy is the residence key, because it'll open up a couple more doors with some good treasure behind it. And you can also find a guy trapped behind the door, and if you don't have the residence key, you can't open that door either. So I always buy that residence key as the first thing.
Thank you kindly.
I don't have enough souls here, so you'll see me use a couple of those souls just so I can get that scimitar. And I'll also buy a bow, because there's a weapon you can get by shooting off that dragon we saw earlier. You can shoot at his tail and you get an extra weapon like that. I won't be using that weapon, but I will show you how to get it. Also, a bow is good for aggroing enemies that are hard to reach otherwise.
Oh, I hope you... Oh, come back.
Now up here you'll find some throwing knives, but as you can see there's that door up there which we passed by. If you do a running jump, which you run by holding B and then jump by double tapping B, you'll be able to get a light crossbow, which I don't really need, but it's always good to have a crossbow. Well, not good to have a crossbow, but good to have every single weapon in the game. Crossbows scale with strength, I think, and then bows scale with dexterity. So if you're making a strength character, crossbows can be handy, I guess. Over here you'll find the second bonfire. I don't rest at it, so I avoid respawning the enemies. I know it would only be 3 enemies, but I'm trying to make this video as quick as possible. See, this is another reason why having a bow is good. To use a bow like this, you equip the bow, then press Y, which will make you hold it in 2 hands, and then you press left bumper, and then you'll get that crosshair. And then you press the right bumper to shoot. See another enemy there, try to pick it off. I should have been shooting the enemies on the roof as well, because you'll see soon that I'll have some trouble with them. But I figured it would be okay, because normally I always do it. I do it this way, by attacking them one by one when you get to them. But it didn't really work out this way. This enemy seemed to be stuck behind the door, so I carefully approach. You can easily draw these out one by one. They shouldn't be a problem. But the ones on the roof, the ones throwing firebombs that I was talking about earlier, they can be a menace. Because there's 3 of them at the same time and they all throw firebombs. It's kind of hard to avoid the bombs then. That's why I tell you to use the healing miracle when you're out of combat and save your flask as much as possible, because they're a lot faster and you can use them quickly in a situation like you'll see right here. Now here's a good reason to buy that residence key. Up in this house, as you'll see in a moment, there's a good treasure that you'll definitely need if you're trying to fight the first boss. Well, you don't need it per se, but it helps a lot. But I'm clearing out the enemies first, because if you pick up the treasure, otherwise if you haven't cleared them out, they'll aggro on you 2 at the same time, or 3 at the same time. Better to pick them off one by one like this. So here's the treasure I was talking about. It's a weapon buff, and it's very handy because you don't start off with the sorceries that give you weapon buffs. Down there, that's where you'll find a Dark Knight or Black Knight. There's a blue tearstone ring behind him, but it's not a really great ring, so I didn't really want to bother with the knight as of this moment. Yeah, here you'll just have to run up the stairs and run back real quick so you don't get hit by the barrel. Down that door you'll find Havel, which is a guy in a really heavy armor and has a big dragon tooth as a weapon, but he's dangerous at the moment. This little guy, that's a lizard, a crystal lizard. They give you materials to upgrade your weapon if you kill them quickly enough before they dig away. You shouldn't kill Havel immediately. You can go there because you have the master key, so you can open the door, but he's really strong. And one hit will kill you, and your weapon will be too weak to kill him quickly, so it'll take an hour just to kill him. You can do it. You can do it. That's the good thing about this game. You can take on any enemy you want at any level if you're good at dodging and know their attack pattern. But it'll take a lot of time, and you can't make a single mistake then. Yeah, before you start the boss, which will spawn if you go into the middle of this bridge. Before you start the boss, clear these two skeletons, otherwise they'll be shooting arrows at you the whole time. Now you'll see me use that lightning resin just to do a little bit, or gold pine resin, just to do a little bit more damage against the boss. The general tactic is this: you start the boss by getting close enough to him, run back immediately to the tower, and just do the same thing you did with the first practice boss. You plunge attack, as you'll see me do here. There you go. Now you have to get away from him immediately, run a fair distance, make him chase you, and then run back at him, jump in between his legs or next to him, but it's better to jump between his legs. See me get stuck here, so I kinda failed, but still managed to get away and climb up the tower before he hits me. You'll see me fail though. The last attack I do, I will get hit while on the ladder, but if you do it like this, if you take enough distance from him and then run back quickly, you should be able to get up the ladder before he attacks you. Lightning resin is worn out, doesn't last very long, but it's done its purpose. Only 2 attacks and he's lost over half his health already. I have managed to kill this boss without this trick, but I wanted to show it this way because it's the easiest way to do it, and anyone should be able to pick up on this. I'll always try to show the easiest way possible, so that way people that watch this tutorial or this guide will be able to easily imitate for the same results. One more attack, and now you'll see me fail. I'll be too slow. I won't be able to get up the ladder quickly enough. I already knew I was going to fail because I heard him running behind me already. But one hit you should be able to take easily. There you go. First boss cleared. That's it for this episode. I'll see you again when we make our way towards the second real boss.